Good evening, everybody. How are you doing this fine evening? I'm doing pretty fine. Let me put this mic a little bit closer. I think this is way better. Let me know if you hear everything. I am live correctly. That would be lovely. Looks like there is no image, so let me just wait a little bit. See if this is indeed the case. Let me know in the chat if you don't see me. I have the feeling that something's going wrong. Let's have a look. Everything's working fine. It's just the preview that isn't working correctly, so never mind. So today we'll be continuing our work of creating the job listings page. We had a start last week and we started with the custom post types, how to set them up and how to create them. We also take a look a little bit at how to... Hey John, how are you doing? Thank you again for last time that you said that you apologized. It was very kind of you. But don't worry, it's what it is with the live streams, right? People come, people go, so don't worry about it at all. For today, we are going to continue. So let me show you real quick what we set up last week. We installed JetEngine. We created some post types. So this was for a career page. It's loading. It's very slow actually today. Although everything is hosted locally, it can still be slow apparently. As you can see, here is the post type careers, and if we open it up, you will see that we have set up our careers. We also did a little bit of changing of the position of the careers, because by default it will be put underneath the underneath JetEngine, and I put it up here because it's nicely neat. All there. And in the advanced settings, I'm looking forward to this evening's live stream. Nice. Very kind of you. I hope I can deliver. Ooh, all the pressure you're putting on me. We also set up a dash icon, so we changed the icon in here, and we set up these certain features of a post type it supports. For instance, the title, editor, excerpt, thumbnail, and revisions. So this is for the custom post type. And where was it? Here you have the menu position. So those three things are the things for positioning it in your menu, which makes it easier to find. Would be even more awesome if we could hide those two for certain type of users, but maybe that's up for later. Then we added some taxonomies that we needed for our filtering later on. So we have the salary, the working week, location, education, and company. If you would like to see how I set this up, how I created this, you need to watch previous live stream or wait a few live streams, and I will capture everything in a very cohesive 30-minute video, I hope. But that will be coming out later. And we created the first design of the listings. And here's where we were last time. We want to create a listing based on a design I've made, or at least a concept. Let me open it up real quick. Now I will be showing you my face instead of the screen, because it could be that I am loading something that isn't for you to see. So let me check that real quick. It's always something, right? So we do it like this, and I guess now it's fine. Here we go. So this is a wireframe that I've created in my spare time, set up how everything needs to be positioned. And last time we created the post that will be shown here. We created a heading and a listing section. But I would like the design to match more with this instead of what we have. And we are going also today to create the position page itself. So I hope you're ready. I hope you're having a coffee. My tea is gone actually, so I guess I needed to have another drink to come with me, but it's what it is. So let's put them over here, side by side. And here we have the brackets company. That was the name of our company in the company list. We want the company name, we want the place, but I see that there's a description missing, and these two aren't looking that nice if you ask me. So let's try to change that. I see that there's a lot of padding going on. We can remove, there's some kind of spacing. Oh, now all the clauses are gone. And now the clauses are back again. Sometimes the clause system just drives me nuts. Let's see, we can change the label because it's very big if you ask me. We can set the font size to 8.5 EM. That would be lovely. I think the spacing instead of rems, EMs makes more sense for spacing. It would actually be very lovely if we could set different kind of spacing for... oh, that's not possible. You can select all when using this. So now I'm just playing around trying to get this section to match a little bit with this one. A rule of thumb, pretty nice to know, is for padding on top and bottom, you have a padding size, and the left and right padding should be twice the size of the top and bottom, because in most cases that looks the best. And if you ask me, this looks quite good. And suddenly it's gone again. Let's see. I need to hit save quite possibly. So let's make those changes again. We cannot copy and paste. This is a shame for using this tool. But it is what it is. And we will manage, right? We will manage. I think the size is still too big. All right. And we are using EM instead of rem because then the padding is according the font size. So if the font size changes, our padding changes as well. Now I do think that the left and right padding is a little bit on the lower side if you ask me. So let's change that real quick. And I think this looks better, but now our font size needs to be smaller, so we can just try to make it as tiny as possible. It's safe. And quite possibly, maybe not so strong. This is too strong. And something like that works out. And here we would like to have the description. And for the description, I have planned to use the excerpt field. So we can enter dash metagetter, and what the metagetter does, it gets a meta field. And what is a meta field? A meta field is a custom field we have made with JetEngine. So let's add that real quick. By the way, if I'm going too fast, please tell me. I would love to know. So we're going to go to post data. No. Yes, post data and then excerpt. And there should be our description. Now, I believe we didn't add any. So let's go to our careers. Oh, by the way, we've also created the careers, and the careers were created by something called ZimWriter. And ZimWriter is an AI tool, so this is all AI generated. So that's good to know. Let's see, and we want to add a excerpt. So there's an excerpt already available for the marketing strategist. Sometimes talking is difficult. And let's also put up some music because it's getting quiet in here. And let me know if you hear it. I do hear it. I hope you don't hear it twice. Looks like the levels are fine, so should be good enough. Let's open up Web Creator. So there's also a post data excerpt there. Let's preview. I see that there's company, Italy, and I see the design. It looks like the design of those fields aren't saved. So let's save them again. Let's hit update. And for the post data, we wanted to have the excerpt, and it should be of careers. Just like this image should use careers as well. Now it's updating. Now, if you're not able to create a wireframe like this, by the way, I've made this with Figma. I'm using the Brixis library. Although it's made for bricks, we can use it as a nice Figma tool to just point and click to get everything in here, and we can translate it to any website we would like to. I'm curious, if you don't know, in the Facebook group of Greenshift, so let's add /green groups and then Greenshift. This is the group where I'm very active in right now. And if we look into new posts, there was a post by Igor, and which made me very happy. So it was 4 days ago, and they are planning to release a new top requested blog. So I'm very curious if it is the navigation blog or the menu blog, or the menu blog and navigation blog are both the same. But this one gets me the most excited. It's the official release of the Figma converter. So what you see here on the left side is made with Brixis, and I think they are using auto layout as well. So if you have a Brixis license, I expect that you would be able to export this using this tool, release of Figma 2 Greenshift converter, to create this section for Greenshift. That will be lovely. That will be amazing. So I will be trying this out. I wanted to do it 2 streams back, but Igor told me it's not ready, so please don't. And this feels like it's an official release, so it should be good enough. So let's see what happens and how it will work. I just want to share that, and this one also gets me as excited. There's an update to advanced animations, and the reason why that gets me excited, because we see a cat. I created this kind of animation, and it was very easy to do. So I'm very curious to see what kind of animations there will be available and how it will look, and if it becomes more user friendly. Yeah, that's basically it. Let's see if the careers are now working. JetEngine -careers. Now we want to see careers. It's not working because we want to preview a listing, which doesn't make sense, right? Oh, here it is. So this is how it looks. Doesn't it look great? No, it doesn't. I can answer you that. So this description should be much smaller. Smaller. It's this Dutch thing of me. Sorry. So what it is, I'm a Dutch guy. Live with it. Let's see. I think nobody cares if I'm Dutch or not, right? We can do an aspect ratio of 4:3 and set it to cover. And then quite possibly we can remove this one. And this one, can we do some kind of flipping of some sort that it will snap off the last bit? Here, size and clamp. We would like to have a text clamp after 2 lines. That's nice. Size and clamp. And if it does what I think it does, it clamps to 2 sentences. So that's nice. Why is the text so big? Is this 1 EM? Is it because I'm zoomed in so much? Well, anyways, it doesn't matter, I guess, for now. Let's just continue. Get on with it. So text S, how big is text S? It's really small. Extra small tags. I think this one can be smaller as well. But then we need to change our normal sizing, I guess. Let's see, small, medium. Looks like it doesn't change anything. Even select field isn't changing. The reason being I want this to be smaller, because this doesn't look good. And I think the image should cover the whole section. Quite possibly it needs to be bigger. So we can also play around a little bit with our careers archive page. So we could do edit site, and here we have the archive career page. And if we open it up, here we have our career page. Let's make it a little bigger. Let's see, 3 columns can be to 2, tablet 2, and this needs to be 1. That looks better. Let's hit save. And by the way, if you are struggling with creating something like this, a wireframe with some content, this is just placeholder content. And if you would like to have some ways of making this faster, I can highly suggest using Reloom. Reloom is a tool that allows you to create anything. So for example, we would like to have 1 to 5 pages, a company career jobs page aimed for small businesses without a HR, a dedicated HR team. So some small businesses don't have any HR team or any employee onboarding or whatsoever, and a career company could help those people. So we can actually set it to Dutch. That's funny. I was curious which languages were supported. So here we have our hero section, and we can make it generate our career section as well, and that's the postings we're working on right now. So let's have a look how it looks. And can we select? We just remove this one. Oh, we can set this one as a home page. All the home page, this just fine. So here you see an overview of your content. So you have a nav bar, a header, a feature section, job listings, application, CTA, and form. And if you would like to add something, you can press the plus icon and you can add something in you would like to see. For instance, how it works. Application form, maybe you would like to see what the next steps are. And maybe some testimonials of current employees. It would also help that there's a way that you know that you're doing something you would like to see. And here you have an overview of everything that will be on the page, so the sections. And if you go to wireframe, it will generate a wireframe. Now I'm on the free plan, so the free plan doesn't support any other wireframes. I have to go to a pay plan, but as you can see, we now can already generate something. And here we have some text, we have a wireframe, and we can just copy and paste everything that's in here into our career page set up. So that's a golden tip if you would like to have some copy and you have never worked with a wireframing tool. And maybe you are a developer and don't want to be bothered with the wireframe. This is a very great tool to use. And for $30 a month, I think it was. Oh, 32. It's actually, if you ask me, a pretty great deal for the amount of time you will save. If you're using Webflow, you're even saving more time. Because all the components are also accessible for Webflow. But we're creating everything in Greenshift, so for us, it's not that useful, but still it can save you a lot of time because you can create unlimited AI pages. And with the free version, you can play around a little bit as well, and you can get something like this. And if you would like to have another page that needs to be created, you can just select that one as your home page, and then it will create that one as your home page. So, yeah, this is an easy way to get some copy in. I don't know if it's the best, but at least it's something. Back to the design. So now we have the careers. They're looking so big. Let's see if we can change that real quick. I think that needs to be set in our template. And this is our template. So what we can do is select this one and maybe this one as well. Add before dash group. Because if you set it in a group, you can change the size of the contents. If we can set it, yes, there it is. So, as we can see now, it isn't available right here, which is strange. I bet if we add something in there again, so like another group, we can set how big it should be. And as you can see, we can change that one up and put a group inside of the group, and in the group we add the list. And this one can disable the inner blocks use content width because it needs to be the width of the group. Now we can resize our section in how large we want it to be. Now I think 1200 pixels is just right. We have the names and everything in there. Quite possibly this is a little bit too big. So because we're using a listing, we can either change it locally or change it in the career title class. And if we use career titles somewhere else, it will change as well. So quite possibly this is the best way to go. The classes, because if we would like to use another block or something else, we can just change it with ease. Let's put it a little bit smaller, 1.2, maybe 1.3. Hit save and let's refresh. And that's how we design the page. So we're going inch by inch, just checking out everything, see how well it works. Now, I don't get why this one is big and in the Gutenberg editor it's smaller. Maybe we need to refresh. See? There we go. That looks a little bit better. I think here needs some spacing as well. And I would like this to be different. I think a cover block would work well, but I don't know if it accepts dynamic data. Use featured image. And in there we can set marketing strategist. And I also want this one in there. And everything needs to be aligned at the bottom. Let's have a real quick look how it looks. And it looks okay-ish. I need to remove those two though. This needs to be gone. And for the cover block itself, we can change the design. We want to have an overlay of a gradient. And the gradient goes from black to black. Only the top black one will be transparent. And this one will be something like this. It's 80-90%. And we want to be linear of 180. So it will gradually go downwards, I hope. Else I need to change the value. Oh, my nose is itching like crazy. So it looks something similar like I had imagined. I think the opacity needs to be 100. Again. And it needs to be reversed. So 90. And because this is black, the text needs to be white. So we can change the color. This one can be removed. This one needs to be a light color. I see our Greenshift palette is gone now that we set up last time. Or didn't we? Was that a different one? Yeah, it was a different one, I guess, right? And this one needs to be white as well. Let's set them all to white. Save. That looks better. There's a spacing here. That should be less. So let's change that real quick. And this is what you do. You go one by one. You change things up and see if it looks okay. Block spacing. 0.4. Look at that. Looks already a little bit better. I think this can be changed still. This one maybe even even smaller. And we do that in our careers page section. So reload that real quick. And set the company size, text S. Or this one can be bigger, quite possibly. Just the normal size. This looks better. So here you have a hierarchy. So this one will be read first. This one will be read second. And these two are the least important ones. I think this could be stretched or some way. We've set it up in the Figma file. Let's see. So there's the title, there's some spacing, there's a company and the place, spacing, description, and then the values. So I think this one needs to have some kind of size, if possible. I want this to be a tall size, so 9 by 16. Oh, this looks awesome, but they're way too big. Maybe perhaps we can change that. Do we need to add a block for here? Widget title. Want to see if we can change the container settings. Spacing, flexible. And else we just add a group for those two, right? Like this group. And the inner groups will use the size we would like to have. And it may be the white size. And this one can also be the white size. And if we refresh the page. There we go. That looks awesome. So when you come in, you'll see some examples of the latest, what's it called? Careers that might be important to you. I do love this, but I think the size is too big. So do we have something different? 3x4. Ah, this looks even better. Yes, this is what I want. So as you can see, you can just play around a little bit to see what works for you. And eventually you will find something. Let's change this to be full width. I want this to be full width. Now we can change these ones up. Hit save. Now the reason that I set this up in a listing and not in a query loop is because we want to use smart filters later on. And smart filters allows you to filter through the content that's available for you. So for example, you would like to see everything that is related to marketing, that you don't want to show the web creator. And for this, we need to use JetEngine listings grid because it isn't supported within the query loop builder. As you can see, you can't select a query loop in here, but that's could be the case. And add a smart. No, because we need to create it. So let's wait for it a little. Recreate it in a bit. Let's first change the design of this one. Save. I want those two to be combined in a group. Use a container. And this one needs to be flex. It needs to go down. We want space between. Now there's some weird spacing going on over here. See if we put the margin to 0. There it looks better. And this one needs to be aligned at the start. And we can add some column gap. Let's use rem for this one. And because the last time, oh no, it's a different one. 0.5. It's in my video. In my video, I put up a the style book to get the padding working with variables and what the advantage is with using variables. And we're going to use these ones. Let me zoom in a little bit. We're going to use these ones for sizes, and with the advantage of using variables, I'll show you real quick. Here we set up the variables, and we set up the sizes. So we put in all the sizes we have right here. This is based on the 8-point grid, and I translated to REM. And here we have the spaces using the sizes. Now I do think that I didn't set it up correctly because these spaces needs to be instead of REM. But that's fine, it can be fixed. And the advantage of using variables is that they are reusable components. So if you put a variable in one place, it will change in other places as well. And that can be very lovely. That you don't have to go to every page to change everything, but everything changes accordingly, according to the new design that you have created or thought of. Update this one. See how this looks. I like this big section, and there's still a preview available of the other opportunities that are available. Now do note, those are the same one as the big ones up here. I also like the spacing between those, by the way. What I think I would love to give the option, but I need to ask the person that I'm collaborating with, working together for, if he thinks this is something that is something needed or not. Having big career opportunities that are campaigned out very well, so they have a marketing campaign running, and then you see at least the top 4 careers that are available. And if he does want that to happen, we need to adjust our JetEngine because we want to filter on something else. So I don't know if that's possible. Yeah, you can add a condition. So we can set a custom meta condition that when a field is featured is true, then this will be added. So we will be adding a featured taxonomy if the client wants this. But I don't know, I have to speak with him if he wants it. So next up, we need to adjust this section, I guess. I don't like it yet. The colors of the links can be, let's see. No, it doesn't need to be blue. It needs to be white. And I don't want any other underline. If we hit save. And these ones can stand out more. There's even other hidden dash. And that is the postfix. We can remove that one, right? Yeah, here we have the postfix. Remove that, and the postfix heading is removed. We can also remove the spacing because we don't need it. And because we want these two to be the same as this one, at least be recognizable, we can add the label clause in there as well. And for the other one as well. And let's hit save. Now, if memory serves me right, the label clause has something set, and if we would like to override it, because here we have a black color and this one needs to be white. So we can go into our typography, set the text color to white, and if we hit save, there we go. That looks a little bit better. I don't know why this one transparent as it is. So these are the minimal needs, right? A title, the place, the hours, and the pricing. We can make it more obvious that this is something like that. So we add labels, posts, we are adding hours. And in this label, we can add a prefix. Now I don't have a euro symbol on my keyboard. Ctrl-Alt-E. Let's see if it works. Nope. I just want you. So we added before, and in here we can add it as well. As a prefix, or do we add it in content? Yeah, because we used a different field here. Hours, update. And there we have it, euro hours. And here also euro and hours. I think I like this solution more, to have dynamic data in the elements. I don't know if Igor also would suggest to use it like that. I think he wouldn't. delete both of them. And in the first element, it will pick up immediately. That's nice. Let's see if this works now. Yes, we can now add salary. We can now select the taxonomies using this database icon. That helps us a lot. Let's hit save again. And here we now have a preview of how it will look. Maybe these labels should be aligned to the right. So we can group those two together. I don't think Ctrl-G works. Space between. And this container needs to be a flex box of horizontal. And we would like to have some kind of column gap of 0.5 of REM. There we go. This looks already a little bit better. For the listing itself, I think we need to adjust the image a little. Let's add another class. Let's add image, career image, reader dash image. And it's a global class. Let's add it. And I want to change the border to have some kind of border radius. Let's hit save, update. And let's have a look again. Now I see that the images don't get their border radius, radii, and if I put this one on, it does have some border radius. It's what it is. Sometimes you don't know things and how it works. Why does it get a border right now? What's the dealio? Rear image. This one to REM. There are two images there. Are there two images there? No, it's just one. What I don't understand what's happening. Let's see if this works. And it doesn't. Have a look. Why? Doesn't work. So here we have our image. And I don't see our border radius coming up here. And where's our class? Our class is at the parent. What? All right. That's unexpected. One moment. A love of mine is calling. I think I will send a message to the Greenshift team that this shouldn't be the case, right? It shouldn't be on the image field holder. It should be on the image itself. I mean, I want to change my border and I can't. I can't. Depends, right? But what we can do is just add some spacing and then select overflow hidden, and it will also fix our issue. And then we can change our border, add some border radius. We've added a border radius here now, didn't we? I don't want to be a border all around. I want this to be 0. Why can't I add a 0 here? Sometimes things just don't work how you would like to. Why does it have a border bottom? Don't want that. I only want this to have a border of 2 EM. Is that too much to ask? And I want no border at all, other than those. Save. Look at that. That looks a little bit better. Now there's a lot of spacing going on between those two. And for the proximity effect, it will help if those two are a little bit closer. So let's get that in. So we go to our grid listings. Let's see what kind of changes we can make. Slider settings. We can make a slider of it. Nice. We can enable a scroll. That's also awesome. Block visibility. Always show. User queries. This is nice. This is a very powerful settings panel. But I'm missing some customizability. What if I want the grid columns to be different? Now, there's no way for me to set that one up. Now, is it there? Is missing gray grid? Nice. Equal column heights. That would be nicer. Yes, we can load more by click, of course. More careers are waiting for you. Load the text. Getting your future careers. Show loaded spinner. So there's a little bit of limited customizability within the listings. So I hope that the smart filters will one day work with either the query loop builder from Greenshift or the and that's what we can try out next time, quite possibly, or the what's it called? Also a query loop, or the query loop from WordPress core. So we can try that out next time. Let's hit save. And let's change the spacing between those two. Let's go to row. And we have a very small gutter. So where is the spacing coming from? Do we need to set margins and paddings to 0? That did the trick. Do we set it on a column? That's a good one to know, right? By the way, we have 3 active viewers right now. And I guess John is still one of them. And 2 more. I love if you say hi in the chat. I'm very curious who you are. And what you're working on, or what you're doing, or what your name is. See, in the listing grid, I would like also the possibility to go to the post type. So how do we set up a click for the post type to go towards the post itself? Or do we need to set it in the row? Ashutosh, you're back again. It's so nice of you to join. You haven't missed much. You joined late. Don't worry about it. I'm very happy that you joined again. How are you doing this fine evening? You're on a streak, I guess, right? You have now been at least at 4 live streams, I guess? 3 or 4? If it isn't even more. Let's see. We need to add some kind of link to it. Inner layout, options, typography, background, spacing. Is there no way to add a link? Yes, 4. Yeah, I thought so too. It's very nice to have a common person being in there. By the way, if you have anybody who is joining or watching this live stream later on, if you have anything you would like to share during the live stream or have a conversation with me, please feel free to reach out, and we can do it either off stream or we can do it on stream, because yeah, I like getting to know you, getting to see what you're up to and what you're working with using Greenshift or any other tool. It doesn't need to be Greenshift or WordPress on solo, right? I love to get to know you. So if you feel like it's something you would like to do, please leave a comment down below or put something in the chat, and we'll figure something out. Now back to the action. Let's save. I don't see any options to add a link. I'm working on tour using ACPT for my cousin. If you have any samples to share, let me know. A tour website. No, I haven't been able to create a tour website, so I'm very curious how it looks. I have seen, was it a I can't find it quickly. It's not in my history. I have seen that somebody made a tour guide kind of thing. Sorry, for for Amersfoort. It's a town in the Netherlands, and he used bricks, but it looks very awesome. And he also uses Gooden bricks, which allows you to already have some kind of synced patterns, and then you have some overrides you can set in. So that's a very nice one. And I'm very curious, by the way, for your experience with ACPT. I've used ACF in the past, I've used POTS, and now I've used JetEngine. And ACPT is the next one on my list. So I want to create a testimonial page at a given time, and then I will be using ACPT because it doesn't need a lot of filtering or whatsoever. I don't know if filtering is even possible with ACPT default, or that you need another plugin. And if you would like to, I guess that's also the case with the tour website, right? You need to filter some things with ACPT. Are you using something for that? I'm very curious. And that's the one thing that didn't attract me to ACF. You have to pay for ACF, and then you have a separate plugin for filtering. With JetEngine, you get JetEngine for a fixed fee, and you get the smart filters for a fixed fee. And when I looked at the price of the CrocoBlock plugin set, let's see, pricing. I think $3.99 per year for unlimited projects is actually quite cheap, because you get a lot. You get the Jet Elements tabs, you get JetEngine, which is an ACF alternative, which alone costs you a lot of money, and certainly for the unlimited usage. You will get a compare wish list, which is amazing using any kind of products thing. You have for WooCommerce, you have 2 things for WooCommerce you can use. You have so many things. So I think this is a very great price and value. But I don't know about the designs. I don't know about the integrations. But as it stands, and as you can see what it all offers, I think it's a very great price for the features they offer. I should do a video about it, listing all the things separately, if bought differently or doing a similar kind of thing, and what kind of restrictions you have, and compare it to CrocoBlock. And I think you will see that CrocoBlock is actually a very good value for your money. Developing a backend actually as of now. Oh yeah, ACPT I am using will let you know ACPT I'm using will let you know tour book filters and all. Oh, that would be awesome. The one thing that really pulled me to JetEngine was the map listings. I just love those map listing options, and it's built in with JetEngine and smart filters. So that's why I wanted to try it for this this one as well. Now we have set a custom post type for location. I think in the future I would like to use some kind of proximity filtering that you can see which kind of opportunity is near you. Because of COVID, everybody got lazy and wants to work from home. And if they need to travel, they don't want to travel far. At least that's in my experience. And I'm very biased because I'm working with all kinds of tech people who can work from home. So they have an advantage there, right? The bad news is I'm still using Cadence theme and blocks. But you have really made me look at Greenshift again. Thank you, John. Did you know that I also started out creating the themes myself by hand coding, and then I got into Elementor because there was no alternative back then, and then I go to Cadence and Cadence blocks, and it opened my eyes at how powerful it was. But there were some limitations that I didn't like, and I couldn't do some kind of class changes. So it was similar to Elementor, that it's a great tool to get started and to get things out there. You can get very powerful and beautiful websites. But if you want to do some specific kind of changes, you need to write classes. And then I was looking for another tool that would do this a little bit better. And Greenshift was the first one to introduce me to, let's see, the class presets. And it's gone now, but you could set a style as a default for the block, but you can also save presets. And that was the one thing that made me want to go to Greenshift. Unfortunately, they have removed it now and they've added classes instead. So they have an alternative for it. And I don't know if I'm very happy about it, but we still have one way to just adjust all the looks and feel of a specific block throughout the website. I think this can be simplified and needs to be class first workflow. So instead of having logo styles, there needs to be an emphasis on block classes, they are now called, but they should be renamed to presets or something to make it easier to understand. I haven't shared my screen, so once again, here you would have the styles, and you could set a style as a default, but you could also set a preset, and you can also select a preset, save and select a preset. They've removed it now, and they have moved it to the classes. It's a small tour website which my cousin conducts for specific locations, so lots of filtering are not needed as of for now. That's nice. Breezy has some nice tool templates too. Oh, I've also I was doubting between Cadence and Breezy. The downside with Breezy is also the restrictions, back then at least. But I really love their interface. It's clean. It's clean as hell. It's even more clean than Gutenberg or Elementor together. So highly recommend to use it for the interface itself. Also use that one for inspiration, because the UX is just wow. I couldn't believe that nobody else was using it like that one. It's just so neatly and well organized and well thought out. But yeah, the class first thing wasn't there yet, so I didn't use it anymore. You may use them with Greenshift. Does Breezy allow to have some kind of thing. Also, I had pen news theme. I don't know that one. That has multiple templates. We'll check for some of those templates. Yeah, templates are a big miss with Greenshift, if you ask me. There's one thing they need, that's more templates. I've used Core Framework once and I didn't find it. I found the class system that Greenshift has more clean, if you ask me. Because it doesn't show anything. And when you select a class, it does show you the class options, but you can also just go out, select it again, and then all the changes will hide again. And I like that kind of aesthetic really more. With Core Framework, we can show it another time. You don't have that, so this is really better. I feel just that the development is slow, but it's really good. I also have Cyan Builder, but never used it. I was looking into breakdance the other day. I was curious how that goes and is. Let's see. Well, I think we're here. This is kind of what I had in mind. Maybe this one can be a little bit bigger. Let's change that up real quick. It needs to be a real career. It's a career title. No, it's not. You're on H2. And H2s gets more spacings. So let's refresh that. So here are the most important and well-marketed opportunities for you to go in. And when you want to read more, you click on the title. And then here you have the other opportunities. They are less important, but still there. I need to make them clickable so we can go to the next page. But that's it for today. We've adjusted the design, had a little talk. I had a lot of fun with you guys. I think this is looking great. I see that there's hours, so I would definitely want to change that real quick. Hours, and that needs to be euros. Can we change this? No, then we need to change it here, right? Get that one over here. And done. Save. And here we have our careers page, our careers overview page, I should say. I think this needs to be aligned there. So let's see if we can fix that real quick as well. No, that needs to be full width. The opportunities needs to be the side width. And yeah, that's it. So the opportunity overview page is now done. Next time, so the design. Next time we can work on the filters as well. I want to look at the smart filters. Let's see if we can get that one to work. And then in the stream afterwards, we will be working on the position page. So thank you for joining. I love that you were here as well, John, and that you didn't leave earlier. It's fine, don't worry about it. And I like that you enjoy it. Thank you both, Ashutosh and John, for joining. If you would like to see how I continue, so adding the filters, I will see you on the next live stream on next week, Tuesday, 8:15 CEST. And I will catch you on the next live stream. Keep designing. Bye bye. Have to awkward.